Mic check 1, 2, 3.
Welcome to the benched. Oh shit.
The benched?
Oh,
Well, technically you're right. It is
you're
the benched.
Why are you questioning my why
You're
you questioning
laughing.
me?
I'm not. I'm just asking.
Oh man, that went down the wrong pipe.
Yeah.
Are you gonna throw up like last time?
Look at our guest though. If you guys didn't notice, the reason why we're on the bench is because instead of practicing, we drank. Cheers.
Pretty much.
Let's finish this up real quick.
I honestly, I don't know how you do that.
Finish it later.
Oh. Jeez.
Oh, all right, guys, we're back. I'm sorry, I think I'm a little drunk right now at this point.
That's a very long intro.
I know. Whew, it's hot here. The boiler room broke, so my man Eddie had to come up from downstairs and join us for today's episode. Eddie.
What's up, fam? What's going on, guys? Eddie Raphael. Pleasure to be here. You guys took me out the coal mines to bring me out to the boiler room. It's all good.
It's hot in
Coal
here,
mines
guys.
in Jersey. Damn.
Yo, maybe we're
Yeah, man.
evolving.
Well, somebody said they're gonna bring it back. So
we're evolving. Bringing coal mines back.
basically, right?
But guys, obviously we have a guest today. His name is Eddie. He is what fan are you again, Eddie?
Liverpool,
And
Barca.
Barca. There's a reason why we have these two sitting next to each other. Edgar's not trying to find his seat. He's not thinking still. So yeah, guys. Today we're gonna start off with a little bit of a little back and forth between these two. Obviously they're both Barca and Liverpool fans. So what I'm gonna try to do is try to break that apart. Ask a few questions here and there. I'm not gonna try to break it apart. Don't get scared. But I'm gonna ask a few questions here and there that they may agree and disagree on. So I just want them to, talk about a little bit, get a little debate going on, and at the end of the day, they're still gonna root for the same team, and they're still gonna wish everything for the best of Liverpool and Barcelona. So why not? Let's see how separate their opinions are, but yet still support the same clubs. You want to say anything before we get started?
You'll never walk alone, brother. No matter
walk
what
alone.
happens today. Mexican blue. Forever.
What'd you say?
I'm out.
Forever.
What was that? Mexican blue?
Mexican blue.
Master Blue. More than a club.
I want to say something. It's
Go
hot.
for it. Welcome to our world for the past couple years.
Everybody,
what happens when you don't clean it- when
I'm
you don't fix
usually
the
not this glossy. Just saying, I'm not this glossy.
It's not makeup. It's actually sweat.
Eddie, you just shine in my eye right now.
I'm shining. I'm like fucking the vampires from
Twilight.
right now.
Twilight.
Yeah. So guys, you're gonna be seeing more of Eddie. We do have an intro video with him and his love for his teams. That's gonna be a separate video for you guys, but this is your first time seeing him and getting to know him. So if you want to get to know him a little bit more about his teams, watch the other video. It should be coming up hopefully within the next couple of weeks or so. Okay, guys. So I'm gonna go to my phone because I have the questions written down here, and I'm gonna start.
Well, how we doing this? We're doing a little back and forth.
I'm gonna ask one of you guys a question first, get your opinion, and then obviously go to the other person. All right, guys. So I'm gonna start. I have a few questions for you. Honestly, I couldn't really think of much things you guys would kind of debate on, but there are questions that I know you guys should debate on. I'm gonna ask you this first, Eddie. Was Suarez to Barca a good move or a bad move, and for who?
I think it was a good move overall. Would I have liked to see Suarez on a club system? Yes, but I wouldn't give it up for what we have right now.
Okay, yeah. You guys are, I mean, who would want to give that front three?
Yeah.
I don't think anybody. How do you feel about that, Edgar?
I wouldn't have passed on it. I mean, him leaving gave us the opportunity to pick up a lot of players that, although didn't pan out, were the ones that sort of Klopp picked up and was able to transform into the team he has now. So if Suarez was the one that we had to let go, I'm okay with it.
Okay. Well, last time you briefly spoke on the fact that you weren't proud to have Suarez on your team. You guys haven't seen that video. I think it's one of our first or second videos, or probably third or fourth.
I think he said it multiple times.
Well, yeah, he has said it multiple times, and if you want to catch up on those, watch those videos. We'll try to look for them and put them on here for you in the description below.
Marco, more work for you. Hey.
Yeah, sorry, but Eddie, how do you feel about that?
The Suarez thing?
Yeah.
Well, my personal life, that was kind of. I would just say this: I would never buy his jersey. Can't do it. For the things he represented and for the things he done in the past, can't do it. He's a scumbag, but he wins. But
All right. Well, I mean, as far as they kind of went to the graveyard pretty quick. So my next question to you guys: if Klopp doesn't win a trophy this year, or doesn't push for second, because that's what all the Liverpool fans are saying, push for second or trophy. That's the only exception. Is it time for change?
change as in club?
I'm assuming. Are you referring to?
What would be your What would be your expectation, or what would you want if that happens? No trophy and no push for second place.
Well, from the sample size we got for the past 4 games, our defense has looked stronger, and that's what I've been screaming at for the fucking past, since Benitez left, basically. Yeah. So that's going well. If Club doesn't, Club actually kind of fixed it a little bit.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna have to do a lot of thinking. If he can't get a trophy or he can't finish second.
Push for second. Okay.
Yeah.
So
even though Neymar doesn't believe us.
Well, before you say, what do you mean by you gotta think? What's your outcome, or what do you expect?
The only thing that I can accept from him is not getting out of the group stage in Champions League and not getting us into Champions League next season. If he gets us into both of those, if he gets us past the group stage and he gets us in Champions League, I'm sticking with Klopp. I believe in him.
So even with no trophy and no push for second.
I believe. Well, I will start asking questions, but I will stick with him, and there won't be time for change. No.
But how do you feel about that? If there's no, if they're pulled of the Arsenal of the past 10 years, are just qualifying for Champions League.
So they barely make it to
trophies,
4th place.
No trophies.
Yeah.
I'm saying no trophies.
Yeah. So what do you think? Are you done with him after this season?
No, I'm not done with him, but we need trophies. It's been.
Agreed.
It's been a couple years
since
now.
the Carling Cup 2011.
Yeah, it's been since the Carling Cup 2011. Again, Suarez comeback, but we've lost 3 finals.
Yeah.
But is that a Liverpool or a Klopp thing?
I don't think it's a club thing, because if you go into the CV, he lost a lot, but he also won a lot, and he took away 2 Pep trophies.
Yeah,
and Pep is known for winning the league.
Yeah.
And Pep couldn't beat him, and obviously you can see that Pep has trouble beating club.
It's a kryptonite.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
Yeah. So.
I don't even think Mourinho has as many wins as Klopp has against Pep.
I think Klopp has a record against most wins, but you did that the other day, no?
Yeah, Klopp has a record against Pep in head-to-head. So, for me, I'll start asking questions. But I know we need trophies, but I believe that Klopp will get us to us eventually. Okay. It doesn't have to be at the end of the season. He signed for 7 years. He said by 7 years I will have 1 trophy. He didn't say which trophy. He didn't say what competition. All right. I'll give you the 7 years. After that, I'll be done.
Flashback of his first.
That's
response.
Arsenal waiting for 22 years.
Yeah, so welcome to our history.
I said 7 years though. I'm not waiting 22.
That's at the beginning of the season, I was screaming for us to sign a center back more than anything. Obviously we want somebody to. I don't know if you have a continual question, so I won't go too much into it. But so I'm not gonna go too much into it. But I was screaming for a center back, and then what happens? Joe Gomez plays amazingly for the past 4 games, so it's kind of moving me away from that. But that mindset is.
That's a perfect segue to my next question. This is more of I think you guys more of an opinion question, but you guys have your own perspective. There will be a debate between you two. Who's gonna have the breakout season for Liverpool and or for Barca? If you want to answer that part.
I told him already, Mane. Even though he had his breakout season, the first season
he was here. It was a breakout season for him,
but I told him, because he asked me, he was like, "Yo, what do you think of Mo Salah?" I'm like, Mo Salah's numbers might go down, but Mane's gonna go up, and he might be our top scorer.
You're on track right
now. So far he's there.
You with Mane too?
No, I actually didn't know who it was gonna be, but after seeing the last 4 games, I think it's Gomez.
I was gonna say that.
I think the way he stepped up last game, he was the backup that Van Dijk needed when Van Dijk were to make a mistake. And he makes them rarely, and he made one that game, and he stepped up big and got us in my belief, the 3 points.
And then it helps out that we have the best defender in the world on the bench.
Who's this? Oh, Lovren.
Lauren,
Well, actually, you
self-proclaimed
should take
best
this back
defender.
a little bit. Edgar, a while ago, you were quoted. You were quoted as saying
Yes.
the best 11 in your world.
Yep.
Lovren is one of them,
Absolutely.
and you still back that up.
Still is.
Why?
How many defenders were on the field in the World Cup final? There were 8, and he was one of them. So technically, he's top 10 in the world.
But it doesn't help that the 2 best center backs in the world played for France.
No, it doesn't help that. But he was still in the top of the world. So.
But he wouldn't crack the 2
No,
center
he
backs
wouldn't
for
crack the
France.
top 2. He wouldn't crack the top 2, but he cracked the top 8. So I'll stick with that. I know, actually, the way I saw him play at the end of last season, the way I saw him play in the World Cup, I do think he is a very, very high-end defender. But that's it. I'm not giving him points for passing the ball out. I'm not giving him points for scoring. I'm not giving him points for, on-the-ball play. Straight up defender, I think he is up there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you guys want to disagree, by all means, go ahead.
I honestly disagree, so.
You think Lovren is top class.
Top 20 maybe, not top 10.
Top 20, wow. Damn, top 20 is like not even that high. That's not even high. For defenders, center backs?
Okay, all right.
Wow.
Me and him have disagreed about Lovren so many times,
Well, I
but
blame you guys.
it's
I said that after like
Top
the
11.
first 5 games with him
Oh,
being
my
in,
God.
I was like,
the
nah.
West Ham mistake
Nah.
where he cut it back and
Nah.
pulled an Allison.
All right. Well, I think that kind of you kind of mentioned Coutinho before. Coutinho. Let's talk
I
about it.
have one.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
So now that you guys said that Mane is going to have the breakout this year, what changed from last year with Salah? What do you mean? That is he going downhill? Is he going to be playing more for the team? Is he going to allow Mane to actually run the team this year? Or what's going to change? Why is Salah's role changing this year?
You want to go first? Or I might have a different opinion than you.
All right, fine. I'll give it a shot first. That is the beauty of a club team. There is no talisman. There is no one player that you have to count on, like many other teams do. There you go. See? He knows what I'm talking about.
Klopp's cock, bro. Please.
That with Firmino, with Mane, with Salah, each one of them can have an off point, but one of the other two step up. And now with Keita coming in and with Chambo when he was healthy last season, you saw that he's the one who stepped up too. Multiple players can step up, and it's not only relying on Salah. So if Salah has a lower season, I'm fine with it because Mane's going to step up.
But last season wasn't like that. Last season, Salah wasn't playing, and then the whole team looked like they were going downhill. But
Absolutely,
Firmino
because-
couldn't play without Salah. So what's changing this year?
This year, we got Shaqiri, we got Keita coming in. Those are players that are supposed to be that fill-in when Salah isn't there.
Okay.
What happened at the end of the Champions League last season was Salah came off the field. We had to replace him with Adam Lallana, and he's just not at that point where Shaqiri and a Keita and a Chamber would have been. That's my point of view. What do you think?
Mine's a little different because I look at it differently. I look at it as like coaching, analytics, and all that stuff. Last year, nobody really had the scouting report on Mo Salah. So Mo Salah was able to do what he did because nobody knew what he was going to do. Some people that watch the Serie A, some of this, but a lot of people, they look at Serie A, I'm like,
Nobody's gonna
it's
predict.
a throwaway league. It's a throwaway
Yeah.
league, right?
Nobody's
Which is
gonna
not
predict that.
because Serie A has always had the best defenders. If Mo Salah can do that against those defenders, obviously, like, Cristiano's having a little bit of issue. But it's Cristiano at the end of the day, so he's going to end up scoring like 1 million goals. But now everybody has a scouting report on Mo Salah, so they're double teaming him. They're doing this and that. So guess who's open? Sadio Mane.
Okay.
So all you have to do is cross the ball to the other side of the field. Firmino's still not 100%, so once he's there, he's going to be able to link in a play. So that's why I think Sadio Mane, and it's not going to be until like January where other teams are going to start realizing we're using all our defenders on Salah and leaving Mane by himself. Like, we got to fix that. So
At some point, they're
that's
going to get wise to it, and they're going to go over to Mane, and Salah will be open. Hey, I'll take it.
So basically, keep your eye out for Mane from
And
here.
I will say this, like, the best players always go through this. Like, everybody knows what Messi's going to do. He still scores.
Does it, yeah.
So everybody knows what Mo Salah's going to do. If he wants to be one of the best, then he's going to have to
He's
still
gonna
score. He's
You
going
have
to
to wisen up and get better.
I like that.
Figure out how to break
If
it
he wants
down.
to be one of the
Yeah.
best, he has to do what Messi does. I guess. Fact. That's true.
Took Messi's spot in the FIFA thing, so. UEFA. right?
That just actually
FIFA.
raised a great question. I completely was blindsided by this. All right, who would have been? How do you guys feel about the top three in both best player and UEFA Player of the Year? Right? Was the other one?
Well, the one that Modric won.
Yeah.
Well, I'll give my opinion, but I'll
No,
let
it
you
was
guys do.
UEFA Player of the Year, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how do you guys feel about those top three nominees? You know,
I told you since the beginning. I thought Modric should have won. I told you at the World Cup, like Modric's winning that trophy. There's nobody taking that away from him.
So who?
I do have one thing though that I heard is that for the UEFA one that Modric just won, I do understand this point. It's the UEFA, the one that Modric won. That one's for the Champions League. That one is for, but
Champions League and Euros, because
Champ-
UEFA counts for Euros, Champions
Okay.
Leagues,
well,
and
okay.
Europa League.
Then Modric should have never won it. It should have been Cristiano.
Should've, but that's-
Because Modric's
That's-
role
yeah.
came out, and his best role came out of the World Cup. Cristiano dominated the Euros and dominated the Champions League. I'm not a big fan of Cristiano. I love that Modric won it, but to be fair, Cristiano should have won it. Just my opinion.
I mean, you got to remember that everybody has recency bias, so they're gonna go by what they recently saw.
That I know that in this case, that's what happened. It's
But-
that Modric was the last person that said he had an amazing game or he played amazingly in the World Cup. That's fresh in everybody's mind.
Yeah.
But if you actually think about it and look at it,
based off of
Cristiano Ronaldo had a better in those two
Yeah.
champions, and he should have been the one to win it. My opinion. Yours is.
How do you feel about that?
I don't like any of these awards, but that's not the question. The question is, how do I feel about the ones who got nominated? And I think it's just the luck of the draw. Whoever's the flavor of the month, whoever's the most popular one. Mo Salah is very popular. He just broke the EPL record for most goals in what is considered to be the most difficult league. So, okay, I get why he's there. But then at that case, maybe they should have put top five because Messi should have been there, in my opinion.
So who would you have?
Who would I-
had
who-
top three?
Top three? Messi, Ronaldo, and Modric. Because then if it comes down to who won trophies, those top three won trophies, while Mo Salah won a personal
Trophy.
award, but not a team trophy.
Yeah.
And that's really what it comes down to, unfortunately. And
Realistic.
it goes back to not winning trophies, but again, that's because I have to give out names. If I had a choice, I would just get rid of all those awards. It's a team sport. Don't be giving out individual awards.
How about you? How do you feel about like who would have been your top three?
I understand the Messi one, and I understand the point you're getting at, but the fact that there's no French player in the top three, that's a disgrace.
That is
I'll give it to Griezmann all day.
You'd give it a Griezmann?
to win the whole thing.
I'll give
You put him in the
Griezmann the
top
Messi
three.
spot. Yeah, the Salah spot.
Okay.
So you're talking about the best, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But what about Vermaelen? I mean, the
Who?
guy.
Who?
Vermaelen. He's
Who?
the
Vermaelen?
Vermaelen.
Alright, you're cut off, bro.
Dude.
There we go. I'm done.
You mean Baran?
But I'm
Oh! There we go. Ah,
Balling.
Wow.
Oh, yeah,
Yo,
that was the
Marco
Arsenal
two-
player, right?
Marco 2.0 over there.
For real.
Vermaelen plays in
Yes.
Barca.
Yes, but he hasn't been on the field for 6 months now? Jesus Christ. Vermaelen. No,
Varane.
Varane. Jesus Christ.
Varane.
French name.
How many
Anyway,
beers have you had?
French defender, World Cup.
Kids, this is why you don't drink too much.
For real. For Balling.
Won the World Cup. Won Champions League. But he's a
Three
defender.
times back to back to back. Well, a defender never
But you
won,
can't
I
count
won't
those
win it
because
until
you
we're
got
out.
to count it within the window of what the competition was.
I'm just saying.
But in that window, he won a World Cup, he won Champions League. Why isn't he in there? Because he's a defender.
Because
That's what
he's a
it comes
defender.
down
The
to.
last
I
defender to
think
win it
so.
was Cannavaro, and that
Yeah,
was he won
2004, 2006?
No, 2006 for the World
Yeah,
Cup.
2006, that's
So
right.
the what? He won the best. He won. what
No,
he won?
the best didn't exist back then. He won the Ballon d'Or.
That's my
He won the
point.
Ballon d'Or.
I think 2006 was the first time it came out, no? The best?
The best came out 3 or 4 years ago, and Cristiano has won every single one of them.
Oh, that's right, that's right. Okay, yeah, that's right.
They
Okay.
changed from Ballon d'Or to FIFA Best Player of the Year, right?
Yeah, Ballon d'Or means something else now.
I can't handle all these individual awards. I want to see the.
That's the
That would've
point
gone.
about France that really.
They won the World Cup. Like, there's no
not
French
one
player there.
here. That's true.
Like Griezmann, Mbappe,
that's
pick
the
one.
sad.
Giroud.
For real. Giroud.
Alright,
yeah.
Well, I don't know about that.
Giroud, yeah. Giroud wins it all.
All right, well, this guy's all right. So we'll get to the next question. We'll try to spicing things up a little bit. because you guys are agreeing too much.
I know. I think the only one
We've
that's
been hanging out
agreeing here
with
is
you
me.
I have two questions. These last two questions I'm gonna save for you guys, and I don't know what your opinions are on it. I have no idea what your opinions are on it. I know what yours are, but I have no idea what yours are. I haven't really talked to you about it. This might open up a few wounds. Add a little salt in between too. Was Ramos's foul on Salah intentional to injure or just a regular foul?
I think it was a regular foul, and then once he realized he had the opportunity to injure Salah, he kind of took it upon him. But I think everybody kind of does that, because I see fouls happen all the time. Like when you fall on somebody, you kind of like fall with your elbow.
I should have asked him first.
I told you.
You didn't. I completely forgot. Because he's just nodding his head. I see him nodding his head.
I partially agree with him, but I'm just more passionate about it, and I hate him a lot more for it.
That's the
than I
thing.
feel like
We
he
were
does.
together when it happened, and we saw your reaction to when it happened.
It just
We
recreates.
were-
It recreates in my head because
Oh.
I see what he did, and I understand exactly what
But
he did.
he checked up on him.
I mean,
He
you're
checked up on
defender.
him at the award ceremony too.
You're a defender. I played defense in high school.
Yeah.
I mean, like we all throw elbows. We all throw little, little
but-
gut checks and fucking corner kicks. I mean, it's part of the game.
And exactly, Salah grabbed his arm. He went ahead and went in hard, but as the moment that he was falling, he tucked his arm in. And I know what that is. I know what he was trying to do, and that's exactly what happened. He ended up hurting Salah. As soon as I saw it happening, I'm like,
Because you
Salah's
do
not getting out of
Because
this.
you do it too.
But
No,
Exactly.
I don't. I
I
don't.
like Eddie.
I
Thank
have
you,
done
Eddie.
it. I have
Okay.
done it.
Exactly.
I have
Exactly,
done-
so you
and
have done
I haven't
it.
hurt somebody, but I don't do it anymore.
You just-
I don't. I have done it.
So
I
it's
haven't
just a
been
look at
proud
the
of it.
draw.
The only reason why you
Yeah.
don't do it anymore is because you get yellow cards for talking at the
Yeah.
league that you
Well,
play.
yeah.
At the beginning of the games, right?
Doesn't
So
matter.
you
He
can't
didn't
do it
get a yellow
after.
after that, so I wouldn't have gotten a yellow. My point is that I don't want to be that kind of scumbag player. And as soon as I saw him do it, I'm like, I know what he's doing, and that's why I think he's a
How
scumbag
hard
player.
was it for Salah to, instead of going face first, put his other shoulder down? The way that he went down, he went like this, but instead of doing a little turn.
You're saying this, but that's
I'm
because
questioning.
the replay is like 5 seconds when in reality it's like half a second in real life, in real time. So
You're
you-
fast enough to
motion,
put your
yeah.
hands down.
Slow motion.
I mean,
Look, he spread himself. I'll agree.
Is that-
He spread himself out. He stretched his arm out, or he tried to tuck in. But the point is that just because he reacted in that way doesn't mean that Sergio's intentions weren't malice.
So you're telling
'Cause
me.
I think
'cause like,
Sergio's
yo,
intentions
both-
were malice. That's what I
Both,
think.
both me and Erik like tore our ACLs. I'm pretty sure if we were in slow motion, we'd be like, all right, maybe we should do this instead
Yeah,
of
yeah,
this.
slow motion.
And it would have been
And
fine.
slow motion does
Yeah,
emphasize everything a lot
yeah.
more. But let me
It
ask
was
you.
like half a second.
Let me ask you this real quick. Would you have been mad if, let's say, for example, Van Dijk did it to one of our Real Madrid players?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you would have been mad, like, I wouldn't
I wouldn't have been proud of it. That would be one of those moments where I would say, I know what he did, and I don't think that's fair.
And you'd be like, I'm disgraced with this trophy, or you'd be like, I'm just mad at him, but yeah.
It would hinder the trophy. I would remember that when I think back at that moment. And that season, last year's season would have been the season that would have been perfect because none of that BS would have happened. If he would have won a trophy,
Wait,
with
did Mane kill almost Ederson last year?
yeah, but that was an intention to the ball. He wasn't trying to hurt Edison. It was just a
in
race.
Mane's defense, he was looking up. He wasn't looking at the goal.
Yes, he was going for the ball,
He's a brutal.
and that's that. Call him what you will, but when we think about not Sergio Ramos, when we think about Luis Suarez, how would you have felt if he would have broken that record? If he would have won the EPL that season? For me, it would have been tainted because of what he did. Now I remember he didn't play the first 3 games of that season because the season before he had bitten the Chelsea player,
No,
No,
Ivanovic.
or
was it?
Cahill.
Ivanovic.
Ivanovic.
right, yeah.
Ivanovic.
No,
Right back.
fun fact. Luis Suarez never had a preseason with Liverpool.
Oh, shit.
So
crazy.
World Cup, Ivanovic.
if we would
And then
have,
came in the middle of the season.
won it with him, I wouldn't have been proud. Last season was that season, and then it's like I don't know, Liverpool karma happened because of Suarez biting someone else. Like it's just it's frustrating to me, and it would have tainted the trophy for me.
I have 2 more questions for you guys, and we're going to wrap it up. Actually, I didn't even get to ask you. What did I just ask you? That's
No,
too
he
much.
answered. He answered.
He
I
did?
think he did. Yeah.
What, the Ramos
The
thing?
Ramos
Yeah.
thing, he answered.
He did answer, but
Yeah.
I mean,
Trophy's a trophy, so within time I wouldn't have cared.
yeah, I mean,
But at the
him, I
moment I
would've
was
cared.
like, yeah, kind of dirty play.
So that leads to my next question. There was one last question. Unless you have anything else you want to say. Would you have Ramos in your squad?
All day.
No, not a chance.
But why would you have him all day? And why? Well, I know why you wouldn't. 'Cause
Well,
you just don't like him.
if I had Ramos in the squad, I'd probably switch it to a back three
Okay.
Ooh, that's
and
smart.
have one of our wing backs play more defense than Ramos, because obviously Ramos, he goes up and he
Yeah.
scores. He's kid clutch.
So
he
who would be your
scores
third
headers.
defender?
Huh?
Who would be your third defender? Yeah.
I'll probably have Robbo never go up, which kind of sucks, but it is
Who?
what it is.
Robbo.
Robertson.
Oh, okay.
And you wouldn't have Ramos at all?
No, I would. I'd put him in the janitor's closet at Anfield because I can clean up. Yeah.
Because you got to think about it. From what I can remember, like, I'm thinking about, like, the entire lineup, I don't think none of them won any league titles.
Of who? Of Real Madrid?
No, of Liverpool.
Oh,
Liverpool
Liverpool?
squad. We have no
Like
winners.
Van Dijk
Actual-
won in Celtic, but
Yeah.
Celtic.
That's
I'm talking about-
Scottish. Yeah, it's like
I'll
winning the
go with
championship.
top 5, including the Portuguese league.
On Liverpool,
No.
nobody's won it.
Wait,
only
Milner
played-
might have won it with Man
Oh,
City.
City,
Oh,
yeah.
City.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, yeah,
yes,
of
but he
course.
wasn't a starter on Man City. So
No, he was a starter,
He
but
was. He was.
when he won the
I
trophy,
believe he was,
he was
yeah.
a starter.
I
yeah,
believe
he was playing right wing, and that's why he left, because he didn't want to play right wing anymore. He told Rodgers, he was like, I want to play center mid.
Yeah. Huh. I thought he was like a super sub when he stepped in.
And then
I
Klopp
didn't know
comes
he
in
was a
and puts
starter.
him at left back. So.
He did it. He did it. I wouldn't take Ramos, hands down. I wouldn't. Just like I was okay with Suarez leaving. Fortunately, and unfortunately, he left to Barcelona. But again, it's just something about Ramos that I can't stand. I can't take him. I can't.
I mean, trophies tell everything, bro. Sometimes you need that kind of player.
I know, but for me, it's about the journey. It's not about that one final trophy. I'll take one trophy in 7 years from Klopp, as long as I enjoy the journey.
I've been waiting for 2005, bro. I don't give a fuck how we get a trophy. We need a trophy.
Like, I'm ready now.
Edgar's too much of a soap opera for a trophy.
For real.
He needs a love
Yeah.
story.
He needs-
And it's
yeah,
like,
exactly.
give me the fucking trophy,
C'est
bro.
romantico.
we
Yeah.
had our show already, yo. Like, it's fine, bro. Man City got theirs because they won. We got one, and we barely finished 7th.
Oh man, don't talk about that show. People don't want to watch it no more.
All right. So, I mean, I guess you can see a little disagreement there. But let me ask you this this last question.
Yeah, before I start melting.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask you first because I know your opinion, and then I want to hear Eddie's opinion. We gave you time to think about this. I don't know if you knew this was coming tonight, but is Ronaldo overrated?
As right now, at the moment, yes.
Given his history of always starting off slow and always continuing the way he does.
Well, that's a
Right
history
now?
that he just learned about.
That's not what I'm talking about. Currently, at the moment, this season, he is overrated, and that's where I'm leaving it. I think he's stepping into a new league. I think he's not ready to, face the new challenges with a brand new squad where he hasn't been a new player in 9-10 years.
9 years.
He's going to be overrated this season. Now, I'm not saying he can't do it by the end of the season, and I'm not saying he can't do it in Champions League, but for domestic league, I think he's overrated. Now, if you guys want to disagree, by all means, but at the moment, now, if you take in his history and give him all the glories from before, all right, understood. I understand why you think he'll do great, and he isn't overrated, but at the moment, only judging from what this season has been, he's overrated.
Before you answer that, from right now, this moment, you're just basing it off of goals, right?
I'm basing it off of overall performances. I mean, the guy has an assist?
Well,
Yeah,
no, he has 2 assists and he
Two
has
assists.
28 shots. So goal
On target.
28. It's just like they've been blocked.
It's been amazing. blocks.
They've been really the goalkeeper not been
Amazing
playing
blocks.
amazing.
But this is the
for
same
his
league we're
shots.
talking about, where Higuain is the guy who holds Pichichi for most goals,
Correct.
and he doesn't shoot as much. So you're saying that Higuain is better than Ronaldo
Well-
as of this moment.
No.
Although Higuain hasn't scored yet
Higuain
either,
and
right?
Ronaldo play differently because Higuain doesn't run as much as Ronaldo.
But
So
if you look at
at
the
this
statistics, and you look
Higuain's
at
a
the
nine.
At this
statistics
stage,
and-
the amount of running that Ronaldo does might kill Higuain.
absolutely,
He might just kill
I
over
won't
and just
disagree.
pass out.
But what if Higuain scores more goals at the end of the season? Who was better?
Who wins the trophy? You gonna tell me Napoli's gonna win the trophy?
Napoli, he doesn't play for Napoli. He plays for
He's
Milan.
Milan.
AC
AC
Milan.
Milan, sorry.
They're not going to win it either.
Alright.
But I'm talking about the Pichichi here. I mean, if we're talking about
But
team, or are we
you
talking
just
about
2 seconds
individual
ago, you were
players?
talking about individual players, and you hate those trophies.
no. But
So
that's what
now
I'm
you're
saying.
using that
No.
as hold on. Now you're using that as a standard for who had a better season or who's not overrated.
When you're comparing two strikers, you have to use that.
But you just said like
I'm saying if you're going to be comparing apples to apples, you got to compare individual performances to individual performances.
I'm asking your
not
opinion.
and
Your-
that's what I'm
opinion.
saying.
But you're taking
That's
this
my
opinion
opinion.
back by saying the Pichichi is going to be the deciding factor of who had a better season.
When you compare
Eddie's saying who had the trophy at the end of the season.
what trophy?
Team trophy versus individual trophy. Which
So,
he
okay, so-
said he
Hey,
didn't
man,
agree
I
with.
go by the Jordan rules, yo.
All right,
Come on, bro.
All
Trophies.
right. But here comes the question then: if Higuain gets a Pichichi, but Cristiano Ronaldo wins the Serie A trophy, who had the better season?
Depending on the
Yeah,
numbers.
Okay, Higuain has a Pichichi. He
Well,
got
Higuain-
those
Ronaldo
goals.
had
Higuain-
more assists.
Higuain can score 28 goals, but if Ronaldo scores what, fucking 24 goals and 10 assists,
Okay, if we're comparing apples to apples, and again, the stats count more, and that's where I feel that you can't compare team trophies to individual trophies or individual trophies to team trophies. That's it. For me, right now, as of this moment, Ronaldo's overrated.
And
If
again,
he changes
bro,
it around, congrats. But
I am biased as fuck. Sorry, bro. To Higuain, because I've seen him fuck up so many chances.
Oh, jeez.
I can never
Please
see him.
leave
I
him
can't
alone.
forgive him. So
Marcus
I'll
is a
never
huge
forgive him.
Higuain fan, in case you guys didn't get
Leave him
that.
alone.
Yeah, he's a big piece.
Get over it.
Leave my boy alone.
Fan. So wait, is Ronaldo overrated?
No.
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 Even with a slow start, he's not overrated.
No. Everybody has a slow start. What the hell?
We disagreed, and it wasn't on a Liverpool or Barca thing.
No, I mean,
Well,
because
technically, you did have a disagreement on the other one, but
you for the
Same.
longest time, you can never give Ronaldo his props, bro. Like, Ronaldo is one of two
I've
the
given
best
him
players.
more props in recent
ever.
times than I have ever before. But yeah, I can't give him full props completely forever. Like not as much as you can. I can't.
if
No,
you get
man.
him a little
Ronaldo-
more drunk, you might give him a little bit more props.
Ro-
I've gotten him
Ro-
drunk to the point that
Yeah.
he's giving props.
He took away my beer, so I can't get there.
Yeah, because you got too drunk, bro. You call Varane Vermaelen.
Alvaro, what's it?
Two different countries,
Alvaro-
two hated rivals.
Ramala?
Ramala.
He's
I mixed
mixing a
their
lot of
names.
names.
There you go.
We had the sound clip that Ramala.
Ramala.
I'm gonna use that.
That-
Oh crap! Burro of the week. Hey.
I'll buy you one. Don't worry.
Well, I mean, like, yo, Messi and Ronaldo on two different planets, bro. Those are like untouchable players. Until Ronaldo and Messi leave to the MLS, please.
Well,
the conversation.
would you
will never
like
be
to see them play together? At least once.
together?
Yes.
On the same team.
I'm sorry.
Well, this is for all three of you.
Yes.
I mean,
by
they're
all
both
means.
friends with David Beckham, so
I would love to see Ronaldo and Messi play together.
Well, that's the thing. Like like I mentioned 2 seconds ago. They play 2 different positions. One plays on the left, one plays on the right. Now that they're getting a little older,
again,
Ronaldo is going more to a striker role, and I see Messi pushing more as a cam role.
Yeah.
So even now that they're older, they're playing different roles still.
That'd be awesome,
So
man.
I'd love to see them play together.
That's like-
Oh,
Just
when they
one
play
game,
when they
game.
play in charity leagues for La
not e-
Liga or whatever, that'll be awesome.
Even
Charity
by
leagues for
brand,
La
they
Liga?
want it. Charity.
Yeah, because the La Liga is, I mean, they're just a lost cause right now. They're trying to bring
Wow. Damn, just think of ripping La Liga, why don't
a
you?
little bit. They're being desperate. Oh my god! But that's a topic for another day.
Dude, that was savage right
Call
there.
out for the next episode.
Charity
Hey.
game for La Liga. All right, guys. Well, that wraps up our little one-on-one with. We should definitely give this a segment between two fans like of the same team.
Well, we're about to. The next video is going to be two people having that go for the same team going against 2 other people that goes for the same team. It's gonna be
Oh, a
against
little
them too.
debate here. All
I didn't know
right.
that, but before you tell me more about that,
You didn't know that?
I didn't know that. Before you tell me more about
We
that,
really plan ahead.
we should definitely give this thing something called. If you guys think of a clever name, just let us know in the comments. Email us, tweet us.
Dudes in red.
What?
Dudes in red.
Dudes in red.
Ooh, but that's for that specifically. Oh, you guys have really going.
Well, we've named the episode. Now we got to think of an.
I actually stole the idea, the name from somebody else, but
Yeah.
we'll name it something else. I stole it from somebody else. Never mind.
Rich.
Exactly.
But yeah, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this little debate. If you guys
Just call
have
it Sweaty Reds, bro.
The sauna reds.
that sounds like it could be racial, but I don't know towards who. But
Sweaty reds.
I don't know towards who.
That sounds more like a porn movie than.
And for the X-rated version, no, just-
Guys, if you
We
guys
got footage of Edgar.
you might.
Oh,
One more beer. Hey.
This ends this segment, guys. Like, subscribe, hit the alerts button, follow us down here below. I don't know if I'm pointing it right or maybe towards Eddie. I don't know. I'm still thinking.
We're still thinking about it.
But yeah, guys, please reach out to us. Let us know what your opinions are. if you think differently from these guys, if you're also a Liverpool and Barcelona fan, or just a Liverpool or Barcelona fan, let us know what you think, and we hope to see you soon. Peace.